Bronny, what was that sequence like in the second, your first career playoff three into the alley-oop from your dad?
It was a great experience for me. I just got to, take that and build on it and, keep coming out with, great plays in the end. And, we got to keep playing our game and, good things are going to follow.
All I do is spit facts, spit facts,
spit facts, spit facts, spit facts.
And you can't dispute that. All I do is spit facts, spit facts,
spit facts, spit facts, spit facts.
And you can't dispute that. All I do is speak the truth, niggas knowing it's a fact. Haters tell you different when they know this is a rap. I don't fuck with rap niggas when I know this is a act. Niggas envy me cause everything I spit be facts. Facts.
Welcome to the Me Against the Culture podcast. I am your host, D-So Music. In this episode, we're going to be talking about this NBA and why it's on the clock. All the reasons and what I mean by it being on the clock and everything about what's wrong with the NBA. The real problem is they don't even have a clue on what's wrong with their league. They don't have nobody in position to even tell you. Too much player control everywhere you look. From coaches to GMs to just giving them control over their contracts and everything, everywhere you look. In the media especially, everywhere. Players are meant to play. There's people out here that can do all those things. And none of them has shown that you have to be an ex-player. More in coaching. You got better examples in coaching, but a lot of these coaches don't have a clue at all. Then because they putting them into general management and these people don't have a clue on what they're doing. The coaches alone, and all the coaches doing the same thing. Every team shooting 30 plus threes. It's like, what? Why would you do that? Coaches coach their personnel. They don't coach what's going on in the league. So that right there alone tells you that there ain't no good coaching in the league. Steve Kerr coached the personnel that he had, and that was when you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in the backcourt. And then you add, they had Harrison Barnes, then you put KD in there. They had the personnel. Then they had, within their personnel, they also had guys that didn't shoot a lot of threes, but they was good mid-range shooters. And they'll take a lot of those. That's what everybody didn't pay attention to. So they had the personnel, but it showed in their struggles every time. They struggled every time they got to the finals, except when KD was there. It wasn't no struggle. But they struggled because that's coaching. And coaching is terrible. Coaches coach their personnel, like I said. They not supposed to be out here doing everything that everybody else do because you don't have the personnel to do that. Every team don't have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in the backcourt, so every team shouldn't be shooting 33s. Then you get the media, they ain't doing, three-pointers, it's all about more three-pointers, all this analytics and threes, but they won't tell you that it take you to shoot a certain percentage. You got to be hitting at this certain clip in order for it to be better than shooting two-pointers, which means that you will have to be missing the twos at a certain clip also. And none of those numbers ever match up. So it's a terrible game because they're telling you why it should be good, but the personnel ain't doing it on the court. That's everything. It's everything that they pump and they try to tell you when you watch the game, it's not the same as what they saying in the media. And that's what I'm saying about the players in the media. Media has a job. They supposed to be critical. They're not supposed to be glazing. They supposed to be critical of everything these athletes doing. That's what keep them on their toes. If you're not critical of these athletes, they will do what you see them doing right now in the NBA. Literally, that's just what it is. That's what the media job is. That's why they was always against each other. That's why players always have a problem with the media, because the media is going to ask them something that's critical to their success. Nowadays, they call that hating. Oh, he just hating on nah, that's not hating. You have to do that so they can clean it up. What makes a sloppy game? Turnovers and missed shots. That's what make when you say, man, that game was sloppy. It was a lot of turnovers and a lot of missed shots in that game. That's what made it sloppy. And if you watch the NBA, it's a lot of turnovers and a lot of missed shots. Yeah, because all we hear about is the good with threes, the making of the threes. Yeah, but you don't talk about the effects of missing the threes, man. Missed shots, man. It's just straight bad shot selection. Even taking step back threes, let alone your 12th man on the bench to come in doing it. It's wild. And the turnovers, they just act like they don't happen. The coaches nowadays, when a player turn the ball over, they don't say nothing. Our coaches, they used to have a heart attack. That's the things that cause a heart attack. Turnovers, missed shots, terrible shot selection. Turnovers, man. Turnovers in offense, period. You don't have a chance of scoring. The goal of the game is scoring. If you turn it over, you don't have a chance of scoring. So you can lose the ball dribbling and get it back. You can take a shot, a bad shot, and get the rebound. But if you turn it over, you on defense. Know that. You on defense if you turn the ball over. And that's why turnovers is unacceptable, especially from point guards, especially from high usage players. And they keep telling you in the media, a high usage players going to turn the ball over more. No, they're not. That's not the case. You turn the ball over because you're careless with the ball, and that's that. And they want to give you examples of Magic Johnson. Yeah, Magic Johnson, yeah, he was super high usage, and he averaged somewhere around 11 assists for his career. So if he go up to 4 or something, 3 to 4 in the game, heck, I'll take 12 assists and 3. That's a 4 to 1 turnover to assist ratio. That's what you want, 4 to 1. But these guys nowadays, ain't nobody close to averaging 11, but y'all getting 5. LeBron James, they talk about how much of a great distributor he is and that he's a better distributor than Michael Jordan and he's a better all-around. No. He a career 7 assists or something. That's not a great distributor. See, everything that y'all talking about is coming off of his scoring, but he's trying to proclaim that he's a pass first. But the goal of the game is scoring. So what they're trying to make it seem like that he just scored all them points just cause, even though he's pass first. Nah. 7 assists look good. 1 turnover. Give me 1-2 turnovers. 2 turnovers, that's cool. But 7 assists with 4 turnovers and 3.5 for your whole career, you like 3.8 turnovers and 7 assists, 4 turnovers, and like, oh no. Nah, I accept that 4 turnovers if you averaging 11, 12 assists. I mean, you controlling the ball and a lot of the assists. And then the thing that y'all don't think about either, Magic Johnson, them assists was real. He didn't get no assists from throwing the ball in bounds. Dude take 100 dribbles and fake somebody, go up and under. And nah, he got only assists for things that was real assists. So that's the difference between nowadays and when they try to compare that LeBron James and all these new guys with these turnovers. See, that's the thing. Like they don't even talk about turnovers at all. Like they've been hiding it for so long because this guy right here, yeah, him, yeah, his turnover number is ridiculous. Like he's reached a number. First of all, nobody in the history of the game ever got to 5,000 turnovers ever. I think Karl Malone was the high, and he was at like 46, 45, 46. This man been past 5,000 for so long. He's about to approach 6,000. Then you got Westbrook just past Karl Malone. Then you got people coming up the ladder, the Steph Currys and Kevin Durant's, and oh my God, it's the turnover generation. That's what era we in the league. Turnovers, bro. You letting people play with the ball. You can't be a great defender. These guys, the big guys, they can't be great defenders because in the history of the game, the big guys didn't handle the ball like that. Like these guys are guarding basically guards, everybody. Everybody is handling the ball and doing more than what the traditional big man was doing. Like even Michael Jordan, even the post game is basically extinct in this game. They took everything around the rim away. They don't want nothing to happen around the rim. Everything got to be perimeter. Got positionless. That's what they call it, positionless ball. But it's really crazy. I don't even know what to call it. Whole lot of turnovers, man. Purposeless ball. Took the big man out of the game. Wow. Why would you take the most dominant piece of your game out? Like, that's what I don't understand right there. Like, so take the big man away. Like, you don't want that part. Like, Michael Jordan was dominant, but he's not dominant like a Shaq. And the reason why I say that, well, Michael Jordan is different. So he just dominated any way he wanted to. But what I'm saying is that the big man at the rim, there's no way to stop it. That's literally domination. Literally unstoppable. That's what the word is. The big man at the rim. That's why championships always went through the big man. Shaq can't shoot free throws. It's important. Why you think it's important that he has to shoot free throws? Because that's the only way to stop him is to send him to the line. Otherwise, at the rim, they took that away and they made people shoot. They're promoting shooting as far away from the rim as possible. That's better, and it'll never be better, ever. You can never shoot the percentage from three that you can shoot anywhere closer, and that's just what it is. And y'all can say what y'all want about the players now. That's because that's not what you work on. Any scorer don't work on threes. Like, you don't work on, why would I shoot 1,000 of these things and I'm never going to shoot over maybe 40 or 50% from here ever? Because all your 3-point stats is all your stats. See, you got to figure out, in order to figure out what I'm talking about right now, you have to figure out the percentage of anything on 2-pointers. It's everything added, from layups to mid-range to different ranges on the floor, different parts and different points. So you have to go and see what's their percentage from them parts that they work on. You see what I'm saying? A 3-pointer ain't that. These people work on it, and you can see the actual percentage, and they're never going to shoot more than, with the volume, more than 40-something plus percent. They getting to 50, but they get to the finals, it ain't happening. Why? Because it's just basic common sense. You farther away. The farther away, the tougher the shot. Let alone to go along with all these step backs and making them even tougher. You already working against yourself with the distance, with how far away from the basket you are. Then you want to add step backs and they work on this stuff. And they not shooting nowhere near nothing that the analytics say. If you shoot this much, if you shoot this percent, then this is better than twos at this percent. Yeah. It'll never work out. You can get Shaq that three and it'll never be better because Shaq gonna shoot 100% from the 2-point. That's it. Let him shoot his 30%, 30, 40. You can give him the 40%. I think that's the little clip that they got it at 40. Then they say a big man who's shooting 30-something% from the field. Oh, you can't leave him open. You Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Why they ain't hitting these 10 and 12 threes in the game? Because you left them open and they ain't showed nothing. They showed nothing at all. So I want the big man at the rim. See, that's the problem with y'all stretch foes and all these new people, man. The problem you have is stopping the other man on the other end. These guys from the 90s that shoot 100% in every game almost. You have to blow layups. They not playing defense nowhere. I take my odds with that every time down the floor. The less threes, the better. Why even take my chance with that? Unless we swing it around and they wide open, we still gonna shoot 40%. You're not going to be able to pick out the perfect time to shoot a three-pointer in order for you to be 100%. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. This ain't the video game. That's what they be showing them on 2K. These boys be playing 2K. And I be seeing them boys shooting 90-something%. Man, you'll never get there. I don't care how perfect the shot is or how much spin you put on it or whatever. You ain't getting to them points where they be on 2K. But let me get back to this NBA problems, man. And why they on the clock. But the real reason they on the clock is TNT dumped them. See, they didn't present this to y'all like this. And then NBC tried to swoosh in and save them. But they still haven't addressed why they got dumped by TNT with all the spin they try to use on it. Every time you hear them, they talking about something else. Oh my God, you talking about Bronny and his jersey sales. Guess what? Ain't never been struggling. Jersey sales. Jersey sales ain't your problem. You know, jerseys been selling and they gonna be selling. Talking about tickets or whatever. I be looking at them arenas, man. They don't even be packed like that. I wonder how them arenas looking. Well, you still got people coming to these games, but that don't help TNT. That don't help NBC. Only thing that help TNT and NBC is getting people to watch these games on television. And people don't want to watch these games on television because they not putting out a product worth watching. I'm not going to get cable to watch y'all. I'm not going to do none of this. And then they have a problem within their packages that they have out. I be hearing people complaining about what the packages that they got out now. So all that, and even when you talk about streaming, that don't have nothing to do with that. It got to be streamed on TNT. You see what I'm saying? That's what they pay them. So when they stream those games and you watching those games live, they have to be watched on TNT. And TNT wasn't getting them views like that. They wasn't getting the viewership. Their viewership fell off. And the NBA never addressed that. Never will. Too woke. Too liberal. Old liberal NBA. Out here trying to put Bronny James out here, man. That's not, people don't want to come see mediocre basketball. At the end of the day, people are paying to see basketball. Bronny James is LeBron James' son. And that's a good story for whoever really, if it's a problem in their family or something like that, or yeah, that's pretty cool. But Bronny James is not a great basketball player. He's not that skilled. Nah, he's not that skilled. And that's what the problem is. If he was a good enough NBA player to where he was even a legitimate NBA player, then you'll have something to present to people. You have a product to put out there, but he's not an NBA player, and y'all doing all this stuff for one player, and that's what y'all did. Y'all sold out y'all league for a player. Everything y'all did from the bubble not being a tournament and being the NBA finals and all that woke stuff you did, mixing politics in your sports is disaster. Disaster, man. Don't nobody want to hear about all that when I'm going to watch basketball. I don't want to hear about none of that woke stuff, none of these made up stories. Now that we see they've been getting paid to put out all this stuff, don't nobody want to hear that. NBA think they do, because the NBA, you got people getting paid to put that on, and then at the same time, what you're gonna do is try to make their reputation and hide everything, all the things that certain players doing. That's all. That's why a person could be so great with all the turnovers that he has. Y'all comparing him to greats and saying all this, and you watching the game and the man don't play no defense, because the media ain't gonna say nothing about that. You'll never turn it on and Charles Barkley saying, man, that's absolutely unacceptable. First of all, it shouldn't even get to, the only reason why the way it should get to the media is through the coach. A coach shouldn't be allowing a player to do that. That's embarrassing on the coach. For him just allowing a player to play like LeBron James is playing, and then they never mention it, to the point where you're blaming other players. That right there, y'all ability to bring other players down for the success of another. That's you not utilizing everything, all the assets that you have on the floor at all. At all. It's like there's no way. The image of Kevin Durant, oh my God. That's another video for y'all. Miseducation. I got y'all. Yeah, it's coming. But his image should never be that. The NBA shouldn't even allow that. Burner phones and stuff. Come on, man. How does that even get out? The NBA is in. The NBA has to be in on letting a burner phone get out. That's not everything that's embarrassing for these athletes, but y'all don't realize when they represent your league is embarrassing for you. That's why you cover up certain things and do that for certain athletes and stuff like that. But stuff like burner phones don't. The burner phone can, which is not nothing that has anything to do with playing basketball, but it can affect your whole team. And saying that this man said certain things about this team, all that should not ever come into play into basketball. Because once you do that, you affecting everything. This team start losing. You don't want no team to be losing. None. Wins is what bring people to your games and make people want to watch, not losing. So when you sabotage a player, you sabotage the team, you sabotaging your whole league. And that's just what it looked like to me with Kevin Durant. Like straight sabotage, man. And that's sad. It should never be that. But that's what y'all doing. So, hey, To each his own. Y'all literally, it's like y'all don't even want people to watch your sport. Or else you would have been attacked. You would have been talking about this. But you don't. So you talking about Bronny James and oh my, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. The things that y'all allow to happen on the basketball court. This is professional basketball. This is the NBA. Professional. And that's what's wrong with it. It's unprofessional. Very unprofessional. And they don't have nobody telling them that. Everybody's glazing. Charles Barkley is the worst. I don't even know why they allow him to even. I'm gonna bring one on him too. That's just all the players, man. Everybody who you be hearing, they say they love stuff in the media. All of it is bad because they're not media. They're not. They have whole college courses on that. The media has always been the opposition, not the friends, not glazing. Why the media straight glazing these guys? They didn't glaze Michael Jordan like this. Everything you seen with Michael Jordan is what he did. Like, you can't glaze, and you especially can't put one above everything else because you have to bring the others down, bro. And all this disrespect of Kevin Durant is wild for the whole league. This man then won. You got Charles Barkley that made a whole narrative about this man being a bus rider when he was the doggone finals MVP back to back. Make it make sense. Why would your media be saying things to bring a person's legacy down? That's the only thing that statement is doing. Because if a person watches from the outside and just watch the games and watch what happened, you will see that this man evidently was leading them because he won back to back. And the narrative that don't nobody want to talk about is how he was trying to give Steph Curry the second one. But we ain't going to talk about that. Everybody saw it. But he ended up having to take it because Steph Curry is not a finals NBA player. He's not. That is shot selection, man. Shot selection. Michael Jordan didn't win games because he was 3, 2, 1. I'm going to shoot this three. A step back. Now, he got to the spots. He got to the shots that he work on, that he know he going to hit. Shot selection. Threes can never be that shot that I work on and I know I'm going to hit it. It's just not. You can get the perfect form, release, everything, and that three is not going to go in guaranteed. Like all them shots you seen with Michael Jordan, he got them on lock. They're going in. Why? Higher percentage shots. You don't work on threes. Why would I work on threes when I know I'm not going to hit them at a clip where I can hit other shots if I work on them? You can work on a mid-range right now and you be the coldest dude ever. Just straight mid-range on these people because none of them is doing it. Everybody is working on their three-pointer and their jumping ability. But that's why the NBA is on the clock, because they are not even talking about their problem, which is television viewership. They got that big deal from NBC with like, what, $77 billion or something over 7 years. So they got 7 years to prove to them that they're worth that, because evidently TNT didn't think they was worth that, and that's why they let them go. When Charles Barkley came on, we got Emmys, man. I don't understand why. Yeah, because the Emmys evidently don't mean that you getting viewership. Evidently, them Emmys is woke. And we know you drinking Budweiser, you doing anything that's out there that everybody know is supposed to be woke. You see, and let me tell you something. He gonna tell you he wanted to tell you something about 5 times. And then he gonna tell you about whatever is woke trending. I drink Budweiser. I do whatever. Real talk. That's all Charles Barkley is, man. He don't even know what he's talking about. at all. Calling a finals MVP. They should ban you from saying that stuff. Like the NBA itself should be banning these people from saying the things that they're saying to make their league, to bring their players down. Period. Until they learn that, good luck, NBA. But I don't think y'all gonna learn that. I'll check y'all out another time. All right, till next time.